Hey everybody, so let's see what do we have in the introduction part of Shotcut software. The software which I'm using, it's already been installed. Let's see what it's the current version of it. If you check the about section of it, you will get to know that the software version is 5.9.7. Allow me to explain this step by step to you. It's a 3 steps software, that's how I call it. You have the playlist, you have the filters applied on those playlists, and then you export it 1 2 3 and off you go. Let me start with the playlist area. Allow me to bring up some sort of video. So what I will do is I'll bring one of the videos into the playlist area, so you will see that instantly it's available in the play area. You then want to bring this video into your timeline. So at the moment when you start, there will be literally nothing in the timeline. You need to create the timeline by right clicking this area, and audio track and video tracks addition option is available. You add a video track and you get the video track right here. You then need to insert an audio track as well. If your video already has an audio built in, you might not need it, but just in case if your video does not have any sort of audio, you can add external audio separately. Next step is to bring one of the audio files. Allow me to copy one of the audio files here. So now you get the audio and the video both. You can simply drag the video into the video track area. Make sure you don't leave any space there. Doesn't harm, but good idea to connect it to the source starting. This area is pretty dense. If you have so many projects, you can shrink it, but if you have just one video, you can press Control and then scroll up, and this will be expanding itself to give you a clear visibility of the timeline. From here also you can increase the area so that you can see what are the options available, what are the frames inside the video. This audio track, you can simply, let's say, drag the audio file here and this track, and kind of adjust it as you feel the need. I can see that my audio is too big compared to the video in terms of the duration, so I can somehow click on the last or ending of the video and simply press S is a shortcut to delete or to, let's say, circumvent the extra video. Anything beyond my reference point will be I would say divided afterwards. So now I have 1/2 before the pointer, 1/2 after the pointer. So I can simply click the additional area and I can press the delete. So I have no longer an additional audio section. I can control and expand it by scrolling up. Now I have a very nice looking video plus overlaying audio. If I play it together, I will have some sort of video plus audio both playing simultaneously. Now some other keys you have, let's say split, you can have S as a shortcut, or you can click it here manually. I would say the toggle snapping should be always on. This helps you if you bring another clip, it will connect fairly nicely. You then have some scrub options available, which is something which you will no longer need if you are not doing some power addition or editing. Another thing that I want to show you is the step number 2. Step number 2 is if you want to apply any sort of filters. So if you click on filter and you select some of the video section, then you can do a lot of functionalities in terms of filters. You can add a filter. For example, if you want to add a text in the beginning of this video or the end of the video, you can select as the text filter, so your text as a filter will be starting to appear on top of it. So you can say it's a port video. So in this case you will have a very nice looking text option. You can shrink it so that oops, the spelling is incorrect. So then you have this kind of thing on top of the video. So filter is a very vast topic. You can have numerous filters available. You can increase the volume, you can decrease the volume. Everything you do in Shotcut is highly dependent on the filters option. For example, if you want to increase the volume, you will select the audio file, you will add on the filter. For example, if you want to increase the volume, you will look for the correct filter, and then you will apply the additional volume, and your volume will be increased afterwards. So step number 2 was filters. The last step, once you have done everything, you can export the video as a final render. You have numerous options available. You have multiple options for video, multiple options for audio. Typically people use to post the video on YouTube or LinkedIn or any social media platform. So popular, I would say, rendering options are already made available. You can select them and you can simply export the file. Once you select export file, you can select the path, and then your file will be saved in terms of path. Allow me to save it as I want to say lesson number 1. So I kind of saved it. So in this case, your file will be saved. I saved it somewhere here. So now my file is available here. If I see the file duration is file size is 5.4 MB. It's a quite small file, only 7 seconds. So if I play it, so that's my file. It's a very nice looking video combined with the audio and the filter of the text that we have on top of it. So summarizing it, it's a 3-step software. In the playlist, you bring your source files. Source files are then brought to the timeline. Your timeline, after it is populated correctly, you can add in some of the filters on top of it, which is the step number 2. Filters is a very effective and dynamic option. You can increase the volume, you can decrease the volume, you can introduce some of the external, let's say, images on top of the video. For example, if you want to bring in your own image or your own slides, we'll discuss this in the upcoming videos as well. You can do a lot of stuff with the use of filters. And step number 3 is your export. For export, you again have a lot of options available, but to add the flexibility and to add the convenience to your experience, a lot of popular custom render options are already made available for you. So you can select whichever you want to use, whichever is your main application. So you can select it based on your application, and you can then export the file simply. So it's a very useful and very straightforward, simple software. So it's convenient for everybody in terms of use, in terms of the CPU utilization. It's not very bandwidth hungry, it's not very much resource hungry or CPU hungry. So easily you can manage to edit your videos with the help of the Shotcut. Thank you.